Mother has left a legacy of love. Mother Teresa is truly a prophet of our time.
She was a simple leader with a simple philosophy. Let every action of mine be something beautiful for God. Her method of leadership made her legacy go beyond the mundane into the beatified. In the mid 1900s, while the world was in a hectic state from political conflicts, wars, and rapid social reform, Mother Teresa showed remarkable leadership through her missionaries of charity. She provided a solace for individual Calcuttans living in extreme destitution to die with self worth, and also aided many whole countries. Her legacy became one of a symbol of light amidst the political, social, and economic darkness that dimmed the 20th century. Blessed Mother Teresa of Calcutta. The 20th century was a fervid time, a time of wars, of rivalries, and of rapid political and social reform for many nations. Some areas of the world were profiting from these changes, while many were left behind and forgotten. The areas that were left behind became slums. Trenchtown, Jamaica, Cape Town, South Africa, and one particular slum that would be the hearth for a young Albanian woman to start her missionary project, Calcutta, India. Agnes Gonja Bohaju was born in modern-day Skopje, Macedonia, into a religious family on August 26, 1910. At the age of 12, she felt the calling of mission work, and after 6 years, she joined the Irish Order of Loreto Nuns, learned English, took her vows, changed her name to Sister Teresa, and worked for 20 years teaching in Calcutta, India's St. Mary's High School. Despite Sister's comfortable situation, she felt a calling. On September 10, 1946, on a train ride from Calcutta to Darjeeling, Mother Teresa received another call from God, but this time to serve the absolute poorest of the poor, which would become the beginning of the Missionaries of Charity. While Mother was passing through the slums of Calcutta, she encountered a woman whose face was being eaten away by maggots and rats. Mother Teresa cleaned her long-ignored wounds and allowed her to die with dignity by letting the lady know that at least one person in this world cared about her. This simple act of compassion would become the goal of Mother Teresa's charity. In 1948, Pope Pius XII gave Mother permission to make an individual mission institution, and in 1950, Missionaries of Charity was founded. Mother would live her life and set up her mission in a very basic manner. Starting off her mission with just 12 of her former students and co-workers as helpers, Mother selected a former Hindu temple and named it Nirmal Hriday. The building was unequipped with air conditioning, heating, or with heated water. Nonetheless, Mother and her crew set up the mission with plain beds and medical supplies, with the goal of serving rejected Calcuttans. The missionaries themselves kept only the most basic of items with them in a shoebox, and adorned humble robes and saris. In addition, the mission was independent from the Catholic Church and ran only on funding from donations. All of these factors gave the mission an improbable chance of growth. Despite these odds, in just a couple of years, Mother became a local, then national celebrity, growing her mission to include individual missions within the charity. It was not long until Mother was receiving global recognition for her charity work. She received many awards, but the most monumental was her Nobel Peace Prize in 1979. The mission's growth and recognition was possible because of Mother Teresa's exceptional leadership skills. Mother's superb ability to attract, drive, and inspire others with her leadership skills is what allowed her mission to grow against the odds. Mother incessantly faced social, financial, and political tribulations regarding the Hindu community's suspicion against her because of her Catholicism, the mission's independence from any church, and the precariousness of establishing parishes in war-torn countries.
That's right, an amazing story of courage and faith. The Missionaries of Charity have a mission right here in Baghdad. It was opened in 1991 personally by Mother Teresa. But what makes the story so amazing is that when Baghdad was in total mayhem, when local government officials begged them to leave for their safety, the nuns refused to leave, saying, "Where would the children go?"
For example, Mother was often stoned and ridiculed at first because the local community believed that the only reason why she helped the dying is so that she could convert them to Christianity. She overcame all these conflicts, which could have easily taken her mission down, because of her leadership skills. But what exactly are these skills, and what are the skills that she possessed? Discerning these traits is difficult because of their ambiguity, yet so innately identifiable.
My intake is this. They are people who trusted God. more than anything else in the world. Okay, they did not trust the wealthier people. They did not trust their profession. They did not trust what human beings can do, but they always trusted more what God can do through them to the humanity. And one of the things that I always believed was, she used to say, you become great not by doing great things, but doing small things in a great way. So Mother Teresa did not become great by doing great things, but she did small things in a great way. She didn't create a corporate world. She didn't create big churches. She didn't create world wonders. But doing small things in a great way, she created wonders for the world.
Great leaders are people who have incredible faith in their mission, whether it be religious or goal-oriented. They are people who inspire others and people who make others aspire to be like them. Mother's worldwide legacy is still present today. Missionaries of Charity has grown to 4,000 sisters, 300 brothers, and more than 100,000 volunteers who oversee 610 houses in 123 countries all throughout the world. Mother Teresa worked tirelessly during the mid and late 20th century to ameliorate the condition of the morbidly ill, the widowed, and the orphaned by providing them with shelter, food, and dignity, which was chiefly possible through her spectacular leadership and Missionaries of Charity. She carried effective leadership traits such as incredible faith, focus, and drive. Her legacy of love was a hopeful light in the midst of the reforms and revolutions going on during the 20th century. But this side of Mother Teresa is the one most commonly known. Much fewer know about the legacy of darkness and depression that Mother left. During the end of her life, Mother's spiritual solidity gradually weakened. Her spiritual darkness went so deep as to cause her to doubt the existence of heaven and even of God. She wrote of all her thoughts and doubts in her journal, which was later published without her consent in 2007. She wrote of many shocking and contradictory entries regarding her faith. Many accuse her of being a hypocrite, while others say her woe was simply an overdose on humility. The reality of Mother's situation is that as a spiritual leader, she had many people looking up to her as a spiritual guide. This disabled her from speaking her doubts or asking questions, lest it would cause uncertainty among her Missionaries of Charity. Because of her leadership position, Mother had to keep her deepest emotions within her and put on an unquavering smile. Although she felt a darkness within her, Mother never let that stop her from shining a light to the financially and emotionally destitute, and from leading others as well. And her luminous legacy continues to brighten the world today. From the worn streets of Calcutta to the distant city of Port-au-Prince and the familiar scenery of New York City, Mother has spread her steadfast goal of loving others. She was truly a simple and great leader.
None of us has come here to be a number. I don't need numbers. We have much work to do, but still I don't need numbers. None of you have joined the society to be a number. You have joined to the society to be a missionary of charity, a carrier of God's love. And if you don't have that zeal to help the poor, to take the care of the leper and this and that, then we should pack up and go home. No need to stay. No need to stay.